everyone, and welcome to the second Kakariekū English podcast. In this episode, we're here with Carlos, and he's the founder of Caption Agency. So, Carlos, how did you get started in marketing?
In marketing overall, okay. So that was a coincidence, I'd say. I was looking for an internship, and my kind of a friend suggested I join him at a media agency, which is called Media House in Lithuania.
Yeah.
I didn't know much about marketing at the time. As I remember, the only marketing I did was on social media for myself as a DJ.
What did you study?
Creative industries. It's kind of popping up, these courses of creative industries in various universities all around Lithuania. And we were the guinea pigs, actually, because we were the first ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, it was quite a journey. I think the program for creative industries is much better these days.
Okay.
But it was interesting. So when I started my internship, I was expecting I'd be working with social media, but since I was an intern, I was just assigned to whoever needed the most help. And so I was assigned to the non-standards department. So how the agency works, I think still works and has been working at the time. They're planning media. Most of the money goes into ATL media, that's above the line. So that's TV, radio, newspapers, outdoor. There was a digital department and kind of just two people coming up with crazy ideas, which was a non-standards department.
Okay.
So we would try to come up with more interesting ideas on, for example, what to do with the same outdoor spaces that we have in Lithuania already, the ones you see on the streets. We would try to think of creative ways to use it. Or we would think of interesting campaigns, integrated campaigns, where we could connect digital, physical ads and social media and PR and all of these kind of things into one campaign. So I think it was these 4.5 years in that agency were a very good eye-opener to me to just be able to try out many different things in the ads field, in the creative field. And yeah, that's where I started out. I think the most fun thing probably, and it still is up until this day, was being able to switch between clients and projects.
Okay.
So I had four main experiences in my career. So first one was in an agency. Then I wanted to try out myself in the client side. So I went to work with Bitė, with the brand Labas. Then I tried freelancing, doing everything I could in the digital marketing sphere. And now I'm kind of a manager myself for a company. But what I really liked in an agency was that I was able to put my hands on different projects. I wasn't in the constraint to always think about one specific brand. I found it kind of more suitable to my kind of lifestyle. I don't know. I may get bored with things on the long run. And working with just one brand, you might get kind of bored. It's also challenging, of course, and it's interesting to try to come up with new ideas with the same brand, the same services. It's kind of in your job description to only think about one specific brand, but it's also in your job description when working at an agency to think about the brands you work with. You can't devote as much time as you would to one single brand, so you have to come up with ways to change your mindset and keep thinking about all the brands you're working with all throughout the day, not after work probably, but just to try and keep in touch with all the brands you're working. It's the hard part. It is hard and it needs a lot of practice and I'd say experience. It's just, I think, a bit easier to work with just a single brand because within a year you're so accustomed to all of the specifics about the brand. You know what to do, what not to do. But the downside is that you don't know the whole context. Maybe When you're working with a few clients, you have experience with one field which you may use for a client in another field. And that is this is kind of an interdisciplinary kind of thinking and gathering experience, which I find maybe even more interesting. So I think it would be maybe more interesting as a career path to try to, for everyone who's thinking about marketing, to try and first work in agencies where you can just work with a lot of clients and try yourself in different fields. Maybe even see how some fields operate, because at some in some categories the pace is very fast, at some it's a bit slower. In one of those you have to be more analytical, in the other you have to be more creative. And you can see your strong parts, you can build up the experience, and then you're much better able to perform at one single company. You can choose it according to your own experience. Okay, so it kind of happened, as I think most businesses do. I'm pretty sure most businesses just happen. It's not like you gather up all the money, then sit on it and think of, well, what do I do with all this money? It all happened when me and my wife, we decided to travel, and we traveled around the world in 2017 to 2018. I was working in Bite with the Labas brand at the time. What I knew we would have to do while traveling is keep earning money one way or another, unless we're comfortable with just spending the money and starting to acquire the finances when we get back. And I didn't feel comfortable with that idea, so when we were preparing for the trip, and from the moment we decided to do it until the moment we boarded the plane, we had 10 months. I knew that was probably not enough time to think of something new to do, to switch up my experience, because I was experienced on getting tasks delivered to me, and I just had to do those tasks.
Okay.
So I kind of had to reinvent myself, and I tried a lot of things. I tried reselling things. Dropshipping came later. It was pretty basic at first. So you may be familiar with meal replacements. You know, like shakes which have calories and you don't have to chew food, you just drink food. So I was fascinated with the idea, and I saw that no one in Lithuania was selling it. So I just ordered it in huge batches, found people online who would be willing to partake in my batch in an exchange for a discount and free shipping, because no one was offering free shipping to Lithuania. And so that's where I kind of tried earning a little bit of money and seeing if this would scale. But it was not sustainable in the sense that we'd be traveling around the world and I'd have to ship these products when I got them. So I would have to scale it quite quickly so that I would be able to have someone back here in Lithuania redistributing the packages. So that was not a sustainable option. Then I tried drop shipping, and it worked, mainly to the US and Australia. It worked really well. Shopify / Oberlo dropshipping. I think I'm still on Oberlo's homepage because, well, that kind of seemed for them as an interesting story, which I'm not ashamed or shy to say that I think it is, because that way helped us, our family, to earn money while traveling, which is kind of a dream come true, you know?
Yeah.
And within doing that, I tried many different endeavors in social media, and I tried a lot of things to sell products on my store. And so I noticed that while I still had a lot of experience on social media, especially on Instagram, that's the one platform that generated probably one of the best conversions and results back on the website. So I thought, why don't I suggest my services, offer my services to some clients that I maybe knew already back in Lithuania. Also, while doing that, while traveling, I had 2 clients already, Makalius and Ikudenta, to whom I've been creating content while traveling. So just like making pictures, Instagram stories and stuff. So I had these 2 things, 2 sources of revenue. And I thought, which one's more native to me, which one's less stressful to me at which one seems more scalable to me and less risky. And I thought that social media, like freelancing just for social media, not scaling my dropshipping store, would probably be a little bit easier way. Just recently I heard a quote from Instagram co-founder, forgot his name, the last name, Sistrom. So he said that you should always do the simple thing first. And I was kind of doing the hard thing first, which was learning how to create websites, how to set up e-commerce stores, how to do marketing on Pinterest and Twitter, which I haven't done ever before. While I was already experienced with Instagram, with content for social media. And that's where I tried to scale. So I offered my services to clients while still on travel. And kind of clients started gathering up. I had to hire someone back in Lithuania while still traveling. So there were two of us. There was me traveling, dealing with the clients, and there was another still, like I first hired a friend, and so the friend was working for doing all the content back in Lithuania, managing pages and so on. And when I returned from the trip, it was within a few months that the company was started. We had an office. There were 4 of us at the beginning, and we kind of started scaling and building up the company, all the things that are needed. Brand image, I was trying to share my knowledge and my experience with the colleagues that maybe did not know everything that I knew. And here we are, 9 of us in an office in Vilnius, kind of trusted by pretty big clients, I suppose. And I'm very, very happy my life turned out this way.
Thanks guys for watching the first part of this podcast. Stay tuned for another part which will be about social media marketing.